Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Today we're sitting again with Her Royal Highness Princess Noor bint Asem. The discussion
Same day.
is the same day. You don't know that.
They do, we're wearing the same clothes.
It's a different time that we're publishing this episode.
Sorry, okay, I totally spoiled that for you, yeah.
No, we're keeping this.
No, we are! Okay. Sorry, yeah. We keep the casualties of before. To be continued.
To be continued. So, last time meeting 10 minutes ago.
Yes, and you very, very generously want to talk about my project.
Well, yes, I do, because it matters. I've witnessed how you evolved with it over time.
I've yapped your ear endlessly about it.
Look, it matters, and I want people to know about it. Okay, pure and simple. Because I think there are very few things out there that are done for the sake of really, truly, first to bring a bit of joy and a bit of well-being to other people, without the first question being, how many of these can I do? And knowing you for quite a few years now, it was an exciting thing to witness, whether it was the graphics, whether it was the text, whether it was the story, the intention, even the name you chose for it. I think it was a wonderful thing to experience, because I saw how much care went into it without the assumptions of, is this what people will like, or will this do better than that?
Yeah.
It was very much about, hey, what do you think about this? How does this relate to you? Does this make sense? Is the aesthetic here? And it's just that it's as if you were crafting it. It wasn't making it. It was crafting it.
You know, the birth of this project really, I think the inspiration for it came the minute I became a mother. So that's when I was 24.
Oh wow, that's
quite a few years ago.
Okay.
And the journey has been long. The different paths I chose to have an experience and learn from have been very, very different. And the reason why the project is here now today, I think it's because I have finally felt, I don't know, is it like confidence, or it's the drive to just, I want to look back and know I tried, instead of looking back and saying, oh, I wish I had given it a shot.
You know
what I mean? Like, there was a part of me that I've always, for whatever reason, lacked that self-confidence in myself of, who's gonna,
who's gonna look at this?
Who's gonna look at this? Or how does it matter? And then I'm like, you know what, Noor? It moves me so much. And like we were talking earlier, that there's an audience for absolutely anything out there. So I'm like, you know what, just do it, and just do it this way. So that's where Moments, the brand is called Moments, and it's about really creating intentional moments in everyday life. And that links to primarily early childhood, and giving it the importance, the value, the love, the nurturing that I feel is still missing when it comes to both in family environments and schools. So it's a mouthful, but
No,
the intention here is really to transform and change the way we see early years, how we relate to our children, to how we relate to being parents. And these are all skills that I truly believe we need to learn.
It's again, I've witnessed this journey, or a part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that there were other projects too.
Yes.
People don't know that.
There were many projects.
And I think from witnessing that time span of a couple of thousand days since we know each other, and witnessing the various projects which shan't be named until you choose to, and seeing how this came to be, I think it was about finding what clicks for you, where you can stand by it, not because it's you, but because in addition to reflecting your authenticity and your own journey, rather than trying to create something that somewhat is not, comes from your experiences and your lessons over the years and research, but rather created for the sake of making it and, you know, shoving it out there to sell and what have you.
Yeah.
And that set of values is what I think created this over time. And it got to a point where you can say, oh, there's something there now that others could look at. What surprised me the most about this is that this is not for the kid.
It's for the adult.
Yes.
Right.
And you're saying a children's book for the adult? And the answer to that is, it's about time.
Right.
I want to know more. And you guys want to know more, so here it is. That's your...
So this is the first print. And
that's her way of saying it might change, because she constantly wants to make it better.
It needs to be tweaked a little bit. But the idea with Moments is we're launching with a collection that focuses on well-being. Okay. And it's about inviting families and schools to use books primarily to bring the practices, the conversation, the experiences of emotions as a pillar, identifying emotions, expressing the emotions, teaching them how to feel them and let them out and journey through them.
Right.
Right? That's one aspect. Then we have breath work, which is very unseen and not given much attention to from a young age. And breath is such a powerful skill for all of us. And if it's taught at an early age, even more. It's something that you always carry with yourself, help you calm down, center yourself, prime yourself as well for when you want an activity. So it's a great tool. And then lastly is gratitude. And there's so much research now about gratitude and the practice of gratitude, how it creates neuroplasticity and new neural pathways in your brain to really shift that more positive outlook towards your day-to-day.
Right.
So the goal here is, if we start young, and this is something, when I look back, it's something I wish I had growing up. So it comes from that place of looking back and wishing I had been given the skills, had adults model this way of being around me. Not because of anything, but I do believe that life is gentler when you're able to shift, like we were talking about before, your mindset and have a state of seeing the world that is more coming from a growth mindset, coming from a gentler way of seeing and doing things. So this is the first collection. It focuses on well-being. There are 3 characters. We have Whisper, who is our
Whisper the fox.
The fox, who's our breath, guru here. And then we have the chameleon, who is about emotions, and he just journeys
emotions
into
sometimes.
How his emotions change and his colors change and whatnot.
That's the name, emotions sometimes.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm whatever.
That's awesome.
And finally, it's gratitude. And that's
Pandy's book of
this
thanks.
Reminds me a lot of Kung Fu Panda vibes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Really cool.
And so
I love these.
The plan is...
Okay, I'm going to put them this way because I think in concert they just look so cool. There you go.
Yeah. And the wish here is, even if it's just one kid, one family, one adult that just feels changed a little bit.
This is beautiful.
Invite them to self-reflect, and these are going out, with learning cards, and we have a whole curriculum, and it goes much deeper than just the books, but we felt the books are a nice, gentle way to just introduce well-being into the early years.
I'm surprised by one thing that I see on this book that I didn't know before.
Yes.
It says endorsed by Oxford Mindfulness. How did that come to be?
So we partnered with the Oxford Mindfulness Foundation.
Okay.
And we're working together on moments.
Really?
Yeah, I'm their, and it's funny to say, but I'm their ambassador when it comes to, voicing the importance of mindfulness and how we can bring
absolutely
mindfulness.
Awesome.
And they've very generously decided to partner up with us on these books.
How cool is that?
Mm.
Is it okay if I get goosebumps? Because I get goosebumps. I think that's because I've been through. I've witnessed it, and
having it physically here is very surreal as well for me.
It's amazing, and of course, given the thought that went into it, the care, and of course there will be cards and all sorts of other
workshops, learning cards. They're in 3 languages: in Arabic, English, and Spanish.
Of course, Spanish.
I had to add that layer.
That's absolutely beautiful.
And thank you so much for letting me share what's going on.
People
It's the first time I'm sharing it, by the way.
Are you serious? This is the first time?
This is the first time I am, voicing.
No way.
Hence the,
No, I think this is awesome.
I'm like.
What an honor.
It's such such mixed feelings of, not apprehension, but I do get quite.
Is it ready? Right? Should I?
Yeah,
I get it. And it's... But
the actual launch is the end of April in the book fair in Abu Dhabi and in Sharjah, the children's book fair.
Okay, cool.
So we'll be there.
Where can people learn more about what you're doing with this project?
Well, once the website is out, again, we're in process of website.
What is the link?
Instagram.
Just what link are we going to look for?
It's Moments Conscious Education.
So that's momentsconsciouseducation.com. Okay.
Yep.
Listen.
Changing one moment at a time.
Seriously, I think this is absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
And it's the thing that, being a dad, we were talking about various responsibilities and so on. Well, one thing that dads would love to do more is spend time with their kids when they come back from work. But the reality is that as a man, there are 2 things that you want to do very well. You want to be able to provide, and you want to be able to protect. And there are many other roles, but these 2 are really the foundation. And the reality is that sometimes when it comes to the provide part, there is an emotional part to it. There is a toll, and so as you come home, you don't want to bring that home. But it's still in your head. You still going through it. But now you have a child in front of you who has no context of what you've been through the whole day, and they say, "Hey, can we just read me a story? Can we do something together?" And you want to say yes, and you want to be there. But the reality is that a lot of the times you're fried, and you can't think of how.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're just not doing your part. So having a vehicle to simply say, I can just pick one of these and just do that. And it will work out because it was meant to help me be able to do this with my kid.
Yeah.
I think it's it's missed. It's absolutely missed, because when I used to get in and teach, or let's say read for my kid, it was a storybook that was about this thick. So you look at this and you go like, where the heck do I start? Which